Hey there, it's your Avon lady, Chris Arnold, and I just wanted to come here in the Thoughts on Beauty group and give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of our new living collection that's coming in campaign 5. So these are a lot of different products for the home, some things that maybe you wouldn't expect to find from Avon that we've grouped together in our living collection that's coming, like I said, in campaign 5. So that starts March 1st is when it'll be available on my online store. If you're one of my local customers here that I deliver to, I can actually start ordering these things now. I'm able to put those on my campaign 4 order. And I've gotten a couple of them myself, so you'll see those in my campaign 5 product picks video. When that comes out, you'll see those there. But so I just wanted to go through the flyer real quick and kind of just give you an idea of some of the things that we have, that you might be looking for, or that you might be interested in, or that you didn't expect that you might be able to get from your friendly neighborhood Avon lady. So first up, this was one of the things that I got myself. I got it's a set with the stainless steel measuring cups and the stainless steel measuring spoons. And some of the things that I like about these is I like the stainless steel because it's easier it's going to look nice longer. It's not going to get all scratched up or stained or anything like that. But I also like that the measurements for the cups are etched into the stainless steel. So I'm not going to, over time, rub off the measurements from my measuring cups like I did with my plastic ones. And then I have a set of these measuring spoons that I got. They're another brand that my family got me for Mother's Day or Christmas or something, because I was always complaining about not being able to find the size measuring spoon that I needed in the drawer. Well, these are all magnetic. The color section in the middle is a magnet, and they all stack together. So they're not floating loose in the drawer. They're all stacked together, easy to find, and easy to find the size that you need. And there's 6 different sizes in the spoons, each with the dual end. So like if you need to get into a spice jar or something, you've got the narrower end that makes it a little bit easier to get into, and then the round end is easier for things like if you're measuring vanilla or almond extract or something like that. I use them mostly for baking. So then 5 sizes in the cups. So really, really like those. I'm really excited to get those sets. Some other fun things that we have. So we have the milk frother, and it comes with the stand, so it stands up, kind of out of your way. That's that. And then we have this 6-in-1 can, jar, and bottle opener. So it works. I like this kind of can opener where it just takes the top of the can off. And so you don't have those sharp edges and stuff. Then you have the bottle opener. So sometimes, you can't get your water bottle or your soda bottle open. This works on those, works on old school bottle opener, when you need to get the top off an old school bottle. So nice little handy multi-tool. I like things that do a lot of different things, so you don't have to have as many tools in the drawer. Cutting mats. I like these ones. They're all marked with your different, your veggies, your chicken, your beef, and your fish, so you don't cross-contaminate your foods as you're preparing them. So you always have, your chicken on the yellow, your beef on the red, and that. And they have a no slip backing, so they're not going to go sliding all over your counter when you're, cutting up your meat and veggies. Speaking of cutting up your meat and veggies, we have this great knife set that actually my daughter got these. And I like these. They have the no stick coating. The colored coating is no stick, so they're easier to keep clean, and they're easier to use because they're not sticking to the foods that you're cutting. They have the great sheath that you keep the knife covered, so that especially if you're short on storage space. There's a lot of stuff here that's great if you don't have a lot of storage space. So if you don't have a lot of storage space and you've got to have your knives, in a drawer with a bunch of other tools, you're not going to accidentally, it's just safer to have the sheath over those and the cover over those. It also keeps them from getting dinged and nicked and dulled up in the drawer, hitting into stuff. They've got nice, easy grip handles, which are good. You don't want to drop your knife or have your knife slip when you're using it. You got your set of 3 peelers, so you've got different edges on the peeler for different types of peeling that you might be doing. You have these fun little kind of dip cups that clip onto the edge of your plate. So these are great for a buffet to have the dip next to whatever food that you're going to be dipping it in. It's also great, like, if your personal plate, to have your dip in so it's not taking up space on your plate, and you can keep that out have that little bowl of dip that makes it easier to dip into and not take up space on your plate. We've got the great, ice storage. So it's got the 4 ice trays and then the bin that you can empty them into. So you've always got a great supply of ice. You've got your bread storage to help keep your bread fresher longer. Egg storage. So the, sealed up egg container to keep your eggs in and keep them fresh. The great thing about this is it has room for 14 eggs. Which I think is great because we tend to buy a new dozen eggs when we only have a couple eggs left. So this means that I can bring that new dozen eggs home and still have room for the 2 that I have left over when I put the eggs in the egg storage. So it was really cool to find out that had that room for 14. Another, like I said, I like things that do multiple jobs. So you've got the dual-ended spoon and spatula and the spatula and brush there. So you've got, 2 tools in one. You've got your great silicone pot holders and trivets. I like the stuff that does double duty, like I said. So you got, protect your hands from the hot dishes, but then you can also put the hot dishes on them. And if you have an electric stove, this is a great addition. I was all excited about this because when I make apple pies, they tend to boil over and make a mess in the bottom of the oven, which my wonderful sweet husband always cleans up for me. So I was like, oh, this will be great. I can have the drip liner in there. We can pull that out. It'll be easier to clean up and he won't have to do that, except this is only for electric stoves or electric ovens. It says it in there somewhere, but only for electric ovens, because gas ovens have the vents in the bottom and this would cover those up. So only for electric ovens, unfortunately for me. You got great utensil drainer caddy. So when you're doing dishes, you've got this little caddy that drains back into the sink, so you can put all of your utensils there. I also know it's a great place to kind of store the sponge. But we've also got this really cool thing. This hangs over your faucet and down into the sink. So you can put your sponge in there. The sponge drains into the sink and the sponge is able to kind of dry completely versus if it's just sitting on the counter or sitting on the edge of the sink, where it might take longer to dry and it might get kind of, gross and smelly. So love that. Wish that I didn't have the divider between my 2 sinks underneath my faucet. So if your faucet hangs over the open part of the sink, this is a great place to keep your sponge. The silicone scouring flour is a great way to kind of scrub your dishes without risking scratching the dishes, especially your nonstick dishes. That's a good alternative to that. The silicone also tends to not get that smelly, icky, like you would get from like a normal sponge. So, or like a scrubby sponge. Cutlery brush. This is really cool. It mounts in the side of your sink, and then you just run your cutlery through between the 2 sets of brushes to clean it. So you put your soap and water in there and run them through. But then you can also take it apart and use it on your vegetables, fruits and vegetables. So that's a really, really handy little tool to have. And again, another multi-purpose tool. Great collapsing book stand, so you can use it for books and tablets. So great for recipe books on your kitchen counter. I like it for my tablet because sometimes like if I'm eating lunch, especially if I'm home alone, I might have my tablet. I might be doing like a jigsaw puzzle or scrolling through social media or reading a book or something on my tablet. I can have it propped up on this so that it's easier to see. And it's collapsible, so when I'm not using it, it's out of the way and doesn't take up a lot of space. So really enjoying that. Another space-saving kind of tool that I really love is the sliding storage tray. So you mount this on the inside, the side of your cabinet. You can mount it on either side. So it creates a little bit of, helps you use all of the space in the cabinet. But I also like things that slide out of the cabinet to make it easier to access the stuff that's in the cabinet, especially in the lower cabinets. So that's a really neat little tool there. You've got the sliding tray that you can put your coffee pot or your mixer or juicer or what have you on it and have that slide out of the cabinet. And it's got a non-stick surface, so the appliance isn't going to go sliding off of it when you pull it out. Another great space-saving tool. Get some of those appliances off your counter, give you a little bit more counter space. Speaking of counter space, another cool thing to have is your heat protective mat for your styling tools, so you can keep it on your counter to set it on when you're using it, so you're not risking burning the counter. But also it's a pouch that you can slide your tool into, so that when you're done, you can put your tool away right away. You don't have to leave it out on the counter while it cools off, which again, huge benefit for my husband, because the outlet that I have to plug my curling iron or my straightening iron into is on his side of the counter. So they always end up getting left out on his side of the counter while they're cooling off. And then they're there until, I go back up and have a chance to put them away. Another space saving storage option, nice little multi-level little tray that you can have out on the counter or even on the shelf in a cabinet, to just give you more space to store stuff, more levels there. Cute little planter with the stand. We've got our motion sensor lights. These are great to put to have as a night light. So just, you get up in the middle of the night, you move into the space where they're at, the motion will trigger the light, so you get a nice little soft night light. Also great for like closets and places that you don't have a light and you don't have a way to plug a light in. They do take 3 AA batteries. We do carry batteries, so we can get you those with the lights there, so you always have those handy. But love those, and they show a sample of one, like kind of in a closet space. Another space saving little tool. You got your wall mounted hanger holder. So this folds up out of the way, so you can have it mounted somewhere, like maybe when you're doing your laundry. This is where you hang stuff up as you take it out of the dryer. Also great for like when you're having company, you've got a place to hang all of their jackets and coats and things. But then again, it folds up out of the way when you're not using it. So it's not something that you have to have always in your space. I know almost every house has an outlet somewhere that would be really handy to be able to plug your cell phone into, maybe your powered toothbrush or your razor or what have you. But maybe there isn't a counter or a table around that you can then set the cell phone on or whatever, or, this will get that stuff up off of your bathroom counter. So it's a nice little shelf that mounts over your outlet, and it has where the cord can go through and still access the outlet. So another little space saving tool there. You get your mesh laundry bags in 3 different sizes. These have so many great uses. They're great to put your delicates in the wash to keep, the bra hooks and things from snagging on things. Great way to put all your socks together so that they stay in pairs and you don't have those single socks going missing. And great to carry in your suitcase when you travel, because you can keep your dirty clothes, your soiled clothes, it's kind of separate, but they're not closed up where they're going to get musty. So you've got the mesh bag to keep those in, keep those separate from your other clothes, but still let them get some air and not get, smelly and stinky on the way home. You've got your 3-tier drying surface, so you just hang this up and you've got a place to dry stuff. So again, if you've got, delicates or things that you're not putting through the dryer, you've got a good place to hang those. All of my friends that do, maybe you're doing crochet or knitting and you're doing some squares and you need those to have a place to dry after blocking, this could also be a good place for that. We've got the little folding board, so it helps you fold all of your shirts and things into a uniform size so that they will stack more neatly in your closet and on your shelves. We do have a little bit of spring fashion, so a few different little dresses and a couple of tops there. And I do like that we have where the models are showing different sizes of models, so you can see something closer to your figure to decide, how you think that dress or shirt will look on you. We've got a few fun watches. So we've got the sporty watch. We've got the different band styles. And I kind of like this wooden one. That's kind of a neat style that I feel like that would kind of go with a lot of different looks. And last but not least, some easy collapsible bowls. So again, space saving options. So collapsible bowls that don't take up a lot of room in your cabinet, but pop up and expand when you need them. And they've got the nice little, the seal with the little latches so that it stays sealed in your fridge when you're storing stuff. So that's all I've got there. If you have any questions, just throw the questions up in the comments. I'd be happy to answer those. I know a lot of you will probably be seeing this as a replay or not necessarily, on live. But yeah, just wanted to share this stuff with you because I know it's things that you maybe don't expect to be able to get from Avon. So just wanted to let you know what was coming. Again, these will be available on my online store starting March 1st. And then if you're a local customer, if you're a face-to-face customer that I deliver to, I can start ordering these anytime now. So again, any questions, throw them up in the comment. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.